When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Life is too short for long-term grudges. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is disaster. If something's important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. I would like to die on Mars, just not on impact. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. I think you should always bear in mind that entropy is not on your side. I think you should always bear in mind that entropy is not on your side. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. I always invest my own money in the companies that I create. I don't believe in the whole thing of just using other people's money. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to ask other people to invest in something if I'm not prepared to do so myself. I think there should be regulations on social media to the degree that it negatively affects the public good. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. We're running the most dangerous experiment in history right now, which is to see how much carbon dioxide the atmosphere can handle before there is an environmental catastrophe. Brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. Sometimes it will be ahead, other times it will be behind. But brand is simply a collective impression some have about a product. It's very important to like the people you work with. Otherwise, your job is going to be quite miserable. Really, the only thing that makes sense is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. Starting a business is not for everyone. Starting a business, I'd say, number one is have a high pain threshold. I think life on Earth must be about more than just solving problems. It's got to be something inspiring, even if it is vicarious. When I was in college, I wanted to be involved in things that would change the world. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. To make an embarrassing admission, I like video games. That's what got me into software engineering. When I was a kid, I wanted to make money so I could buy a better computer to play better video games. Nothing like saving the world. The value of beauty and inspiration is very much underrated. No question. But I want to be clear, I'm not trying to be anyone's savior. I'm just trying to think about the future and not be sad. The problem is that at a lot of big companies, process becomes a substitute for thinking. You're encouraged to behave like a little gear in a complex machine. Frankly, it allows you to keep people who aren't that smart, who aren't that creative,